Hello, my fellow parents. This is Parenting 101, and today we are going to tackle perhaps the single most exhausting part of raising a modern teenager, the attitude. If you feel like you are constantly walking on eggshells in your own home, dreading the next eye roll, heavy sigh, or slammed door, you are not alone. It hurts and it's confusing. But is it just normal teenage rebellion, or is it a mask for something deeper, like anxiety or depression? Today, we're going to learn how to tell the difference so you can stop fighting and start connecting. It usually happens in the mundane moments. You ask a simple question about homework, or perhaps you just remind them to put a dish in the dishwasher. In return, you are met with a heavy, theatrical sigh, a sharp, "Oh my God, leave me alone," or the deafening silence of a slammed bedroom door. For many parents, this moment feels like a physical blow. You aren't just annoyed, you are hurt. You remember the child who used to run to the door when you came home, and you wonder who this stranger is that treats you with such casual disdain. In high-pressure environments where we are juggling careers, household logistics, and the relentless pace of modern life, our instinct in these moments is often to correct the behavior immediately. We see the rolled eyes as a lack of discipline. We see the backtalk as a character flaw that needs to be stamped out before they enter the real world. This is the disrespect trap. The trap is the belief that your teenager's attitude is merely a behavior problem that requires a stricter consequence. But in 2025, amidst a global youth mental health crisis, attitude is rarely just attitude. For parents raising children in a hyper-connected, high-performance world, your teenager's brain is currently under construction, flooded with hormones and pruning neural pathways. But unlike previous generations, they are doing this while navigating the 24/7 surveillance of social media, the crushing weight of academic expectations, and a world that often feels chaotic and unsafe. Often, what looks like disrespect is actually dysregulation. That snap at the dinner table might not be about the vegetables. It might be the only way they know how to release the anxiety they've been holding in all day at school. That refusal to speak might not be stubbornness. It might be the exhaustion of depression. The challenge we face. The hardest job you have right now is not enforcing rules, but becoming a detective. We have to learn to distinguish between the healthy, necessary friction of a teenager pushing away to find their independence, typical rebellion, and the jagged, explosive, or silent signals that indicate a child is drowning, mental health struggle. One is a rite of passage, the other is a cry for help. Confusing the two can lead to battles that push our children further away right when they need us the most. In this guide, we are going to put aside the power struggles. We are going to look beneath the surface of the bad attitude to understand the biology, the psychology, and the signals your teen is sending, so you can stop reacting to the disrespect and start responding to your child.
Section 1. The baseline. What is normal rebellion? Before we panic about disrespect, we have to understand what is happening under the hood. If you were building a house, you wouldn't get mad at the dust and noise. You would know it's part of the construction process. Your teenager is currently a construction zone. Here is what is actually happening. 1. The biological reality. All gas, no brakes. The most important thing to know is that a teenager's brain does not grow evenly. It grows in two very different stages, and right now, those stages are out of sync. The emotion center, the amygdala, this is the part of the brain responsible for feelings, reactions, fear, and aggression. In teenagers, this part is fully developed and hypersensitive. It is like a sports car engine, powerful, loud, and ready to go fast. The logic center. This is the part of the brain responsible for impulse control, planning, and understanding consequences. It is the CEO of the brain. The problem? It isn't finished yet. It won't be fully built until they are about 25 years old. The result? Your teen has a Ferrari engine but bicycle brakes. When they snap at you, it's not because they sat down to decide to be mean. It's because their emotion center fired a signal and their logic center wasn't strong enough to stop it in time. They often feel bad about it 5 minutes later because their logic finally caught up. 2. The job of a teenager: individuation. If the brain is the hardware, individuation is the software update. For the first 12 years of their life, you were their pilot. You steered the plane. Now, nature is telling them you have to learn to fly this plane alone or you won't survive in the real world. To do this, they have to separate from you. This process is called individuation. How it feels to them is a biological drive to prove they are their own person, separate from your opinions and rules. How it feels to you is rejection. Think of it like Velcro. To see if they can stick to the outside world, they have to rip themselves off of you. That ripping sound is the arguments, the silence, and the attitude. It isn't hatred. It is the messy process of becoming an adult. Signs of typical teen attitude. So, what does this normal separation look like? It is annoying, but it is usually harmless. The eye roll and the sigh. This is the universal sign of "I'm overwhelmed." When you ask a question and they roll their eyes, they are usually thinking, "I'm trying to handle 100 thoughts right now, and you just added one more." It's a defense mechanism, not an attack. Short-term irritability. This is usually triggered by a specific limit. You say, "Turn off the Xbox," and they explode. This is normal because their brain, the Ferrari engine, hates shifting gears quickly. Privacy seeking. Closing the bedroom door is not necessarily about hiding secrets. It's about sensory reduction. School and social media are loud and demanding. Their room is the only place they can turn off the performance and recharge. The key differentiator: the spark. How do you know if this is just normal teenage growing pains or something worse? Look for the spark. In normal rebellion, the bad mood is like a thunderstorm. It is loud, intense, and scary, but it passes. They still experience joy. They might hate you right now, but they are laughing at a TikTok video 5 minutes later. They function. They are still mostly showering, eating, and going to school, even if they grumble about it. It's situational. They're grumpy because you took the phone away, not because they're grumpy at existence itself. If your teen can still laugh with friends or get excited about a favorite meal, you're likely dealing with normal, healthy, frustrating teenage rebellion.
Section 2. The red flags. When attitude masks mental health issues. This is the hardest part for parents to accept, but it is the most important. A depressed teenager rarely looks sad. When we think of depression or anxiety, we imagine a child crying in their room or looking fragile. But teenagers are different. When a teenager is hurting, they often don't have the vocabulary to say, "I feel hopeless." Instead, they have a biological reaction. The shift, the porcupine effect. Think of mental health struggles in teens like a porcupine defense. When they feel vulnerable, scared, or empty inside, they don't ask for a hug. They put up sharp quills to keep everyone away. Anxiety often looks like anger. When a teen is anxious, their body is in fight or flight mode. If they can't run away, flight, they snap at you, fight. Depression often looks like apathy. It looks like lazy or bored. It looks like staring at a wall or refusing to do chores. If your child has become mean, aggressive, or completely numb, do not assume they are just being bratty. They might be wearing a mask to hide pain. The 3 Ds of concern. How do you tell the difference between a hormone mood swing and a mental health crisis? Use the 3 Ds rule. 1. Duration. How long has it lasted? Normal, a mood swing lasts a few hours or maybe a couple of days. If they had a fight with a friend. Red flag. The dark cloud never lifts. If the anger, sadness, or irritability lasts for more than 2 weeks without a break, it is no longer just a mood. It is a pattern. 2. Disproportion. Does the reaction fit the problem? Normal, they get mad because you took their phone away. That makes sense. They lost something they value. Red flag. They have a total meltdown because they can't find a sock, or they scream for an hour because you ask them to pass the salt. Why this happens? Imagine their emotional cup is already filled to the brim with anxiety. One tiny drop, the missing sock, makes the whole cup overflow. 3. Disruption. Is it stopping their life? Normal, they are grumpy, but they still go to soccer practice, eat dinner, and get B's in math. Red flag. They stop functioning. They refuse to go to school. They quit the team they used to love. They stop showering. When the attitude stops them from living their normal life, it is a medical issue, not a behavioral one. Specific behaviors to watch. Beyond the 3 Ds, look for these specific changes in their daily routine. Total withdrawal, the hermit mode. It is normal for teens to hide from parents. It is not normal for them to hide from everyone. Red flag. If they stop hanging out with their best friends, leave the group chat, or lose interest in the hobbies they used to obsess over, like gaming or sports, pay attention. The body keeps the score. Sleep and eat. Mental health is physical. Red flag. Are they sleeping 14 hours a day and still tired? Or are they awake until 4 a.m. every night? Are they eating everything in the pantry, or have they barely touched food for days? Drastic changes in body rhythm are loud signals. The inner bully, negative self-talk. Listen closely to the words they mutter when they're frustrated. Normal, this homework is stupid. Red flag. I am stupid. I can't do anything right. It doesn't matter anyway. When the insults turn inward against themselves, their self-esteem is collapsing. The phantom pain. Sometimes emotional pain comes out as physical pain. Red flag. Frequent visits to the school nurse for headaches, stomach aches, or nausea when there's no virus or injury. This is often how anxiety presents itself in the body.
Before we go to section 3, if you are learning something out of this, please like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Your subscription is our motivation to make more of these videos. Section 3, the why. Modern triggers for attitude. If we know why the fire started, it is much easier to put it out. Many parents feel like they are walking on eggshells, wondering what they did wrong. But the truth is, much of your teen's attitude has nothing to do with you, and everything to do with the invisible backpack of stress they carry all day. Here are the 3 biggest triggers for modern teenage attitude. 1. The Coca-Cola bottle effect, restraint collapse. Have you ever wondered why your teen is an angel for their teachers or their friends' parents, but a nightmare the second they walk into your house? This is called restraint collapse, but let's call it the Coca-Cola bottle effect. The analogy. Imagine your teen is a bottle of soda. 7:30 a.m. They get to school. They have to sit still, be quiet, and focus. Shake the bottle. 11 a.m. They walk through the hallway and feel insecure about their outfit. Shake the bottle. 2 p.m. They get a confusing grade on a test. Shake the bottle. 3 p.m. They navigate social drama with friends. Shake the bottle. By the time they get to your car or walk through your front door, that bottle is pressurized to the max. They have spent 8 hours holding it together to be socially acceptable. The explosion. When they see you, they finally feel safe. You are their safe harbor. Their brain knows, I can be ugly here and they won't fire me or expel me. So they unscrew the cap. The explosion of attitude, yelling or crying isn't because they hate you. It is because they were holding their breath all day, and you are the only place they can finally exhale. They are meanest to you because they trust you the most. 2. The digital factor, the stage that never closes.
When we were teenagers, if we had a bad day at school, we came home, watched TV, and forgot about it. The bullies stayed at school. The drama stayed in the hallway. For your teen, school never ends. Being perceived 24/7 through Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok, your teen is constantly on stage. They have to curate their image, reply to streaks, and monitor what everyone else is doing. It is exhausting to be a celebrity in your own life every waking hour. FOMO is anxiety. Fear of missing out sounds silly to adults, but to a teen, it is a primal fear of rejection. Seeing their friends hanging out without them on a Saturday night via an Instagram story triggers the same part of the brain as physical pain. The comparison trap. They are constantly comparing their blooper reel, their messy real life, to everyone else's highlight reel, perfectly edited photos. This makes them feel inadequate, which makes them irritable. 3. The sleep crisis. We cannot talk about attitude without talking about biology. Most teenagers are chronically sleep deprived. The vampire shift, teen biology naturally shifts their sleep clock forward. Their bodies want to go to sleep at 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. and wake up at 9 a.m. But school forces them up at 6 a.m. The result is they are living in a permanent state of jet lag. Imagine how you feel when you've only slept 4 hours. You're cranky, short-tempered, and emotional. That's your teenager's baseline reality almost every single day. Often the attitude is just exhaustion trying to speak. Section 4. The strategy. How to respond instead of react. Knowing why your teen is acting out helps you not take it personally, but it doesn't solve the problem of them yelling at you. You need tools. The goal here isn't to be a doormat who accepts abuse. The goal is to be a firefighter. When your teen is on fire with emotion, your job is to bring the water, calm, not the gasoline, anger. Here are 4 specific strategies to handle the attitude without ruining the relationship. 1. Press the pause button. Drop the rope. Arguments with teenagers are like a game of tug-of-war. They pick up the rope, the attitude, and pull. Your instinct is to pick up your end, the lecture, and pull back. The strategy is to drop the rope. You can't teach a drowning child how to swim, and you can't teach an angry teenager how to be respectful. When their Ferrari engine, emotions, is revving, their logic brain is offline. They physically can't hear you. Do not argue back, defend yourself, or demand an apology right in that second. Do state what is happening and walk away. The script. I can see you're really upset and I want to hear you, but I can't speak to you when you are yelling at me. I'm going to take a 15-minute break to cool down, and then we can try again. This teaches them emotional regulation. You are showing them how to stop before saying something they regret. 2. Connect before you correct. This is the golden rule of modern parenting. Most parents skip straight to correction. Don't roll your eyes at me. But for a teen to listen, they first need connection. They need to feel understood before they will accept advice. Step 1. Validate the feeling. Acknowledge why they are mad, even if the reason seems silly to you. Step 2. Address the behavior. Once they feel heard, you can set the limit. The script. Instead of, stop slamming things, it's just a video game, try this. I can see you are incredibly frustrated that the game crashed. That sucks. Connection. However, we don't slam doors in this house because it scares the dog. Please close it gently next time. Correction. 4. The hard boundaries. Abuse is not attitude. We must be clear. Empathy does not mean accepting abuse. There is a line between teen angst, grumbling, eye-rolling, moodiness, and abusive behavior, calling you names, throwing things, physical aggression. If they cross the line into abuse, you do not use gentle parenting scripts. You use firm boundaries to protect yourself. The script. I love you, but I will not allow you to call me names. I am leaving this room now. We can talk when you are ready to be respectful.
Then you physically remove yourself. This shows them that your presence is a privilege, and if they mistreat you, they lose access to you for a while. Let's look at some of the actions we can take to stay in control. You are the anchor. Parenting a teenager often feels like standing on the shore during a hurricane. The waves, their emotions, are crashing. The wind, their attitude, is howling. And sometimes it feels like the whole house is going to blow away. In these moments, your job is not to stop the storm. You cannot stop the storm. It is a force of nature. Your job is to be the anchor. Your child needs to know that no matter how hard they push, how loud they yell, or how much they pull away, you are not going anywhere. You are steady, you are strong, and you are safe. They push you away to see if you will break. When you stay calm and kind, you prove to them that you can handle their messy, scary feelings. That is the greatest gift you can give them. Your action plan. The 2-week rule. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by the day-to-day chaos. To get clarity, I want you to stop reacting to every single moment and look for the pattern. The task? For the next 14 days, keep a simple note on your phone. Do not tell your teen you are doing this. This is for your eyes only. What to track? Every evening, rate the day on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a crisis, 10 being a great day, and answer these 3 questions. 1. The trigger. What happened right before the attitude started? Example, was it hunger, screen time, a mention of homework? 2. The recovery time. How long did it take them to bounce back? Did they stay mad for 20 minutes or 2 days? 3. The spark. Did I see them smile, laugh, or enjoy anything today? How to read the results. Scenario A. If you see a mix of good days and bad days, and the recovery time is usually short, under an hour, you are likely dealing with normal rebellion. Keep using the strategies in Section 4. Scenario B. If you have 14 days of straight bad days, the recovery time is non-existent, and you haven't seen a genuine smile in 2 weeks, it is time to call in support. When to call for backup. You do not have to do this alone. If your 2-week tracker shows scenario B, or if your gut tells you something is wrong, please reach out to a professional. Call a therapist or pediatrician immediately if your teen expresses meaningful hopelessness, like, I wish I wasn't here. They're engaging in self-harm, cutting, burning, or they're using drugs or alcohol to cope with their mood. As we wrap up today, I want you to remember the most important thing we discussed. You are the anchor. When the storm of emotions is raging and the waves of attitude are crashing against you, your job isn't to stop the storm, it's just to hold steady. I know it's exhausting, I know it feels personal, but this phase is temporary. The brain does finish growing, and the storm will run out of rain. Until then, use the 2-week tracker we talked about, look for the patterns, and remember to breathe. You are doing a harder job than you give yourself credit for. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to Parenting 101 for more navigation tools for this crazy journey. I'll see you in the next video.